Ready to pull back the curtain on all the action?
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we almost go. Here we go. Welcome, everyone. It's Wednesday night. We're Sue and Dwight. For those of you joining us for the first time, we're streaming live from our living room here in Toronto, Canada. And in honor of Halloween tomorrow, we have our little pumpkins out on the back of the couch there. Well, tonight our theme is This Old World. And our songs are going to take you around the world tonight. So we're going to start with one that'll take you to East Africa, to the country of Malawi, and a great little town called Chinteche.
On the shores of Lake Malawi, south of Kintyre Bay, there is a place frozen in time and space, a town called Chinteche. Chinteche, Chinteche, Chinteche. I'll come back to you. Fishermen ride the Walla, their nets bob among the waves. Paraffin lights guide them through the night, bring the chambo to the market each day. Chinteche, Chinteche, Chinteche. I'll come back to you. The kids as off to school they go, while at home maids make their gardens grow. Waiting locals head to Salima, the stoners to Encata Bay. Tourist safari in Lawande Park, and I'm gonna Chinteche, 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 Chinteche. I'll come back to you, Chinteche, Chinteche, Chinteche. I'll come back to you, Chinteche. On the beach the kids are walking, you can hear the fishermen talking. Those waves are really rocking. I'll come back to you. On the beach the kids are walking, you can hear the fishermen talking. Those waves are really rocking. I'll come back to you, Chinteche. I'll come back to you, Chinteche. I'll come back to you, Chinteche. I'll come back to you. There you go. We're bringing a little bit of that Malawian sunshine and Lake Malawian sand. Hopefully you could feel your toes wiggling through that on our first stop around this big old world.
Yeah, and I when we were putting together the set list for this week's show, we realized that we have a whole bunch of songs that fit into this theme. So I'm kind of excited about. We have some really cool ones coming up. Now this, I'm going to just take a moment and just see who's all with us tonight. I see over here, I'm going to start on Facebook, and I see that Martin and Kirsten are saying hello from Bowen Island, BC. We've got Lauren saying hello from Toronto, and Linda and John in Illinois.
Hey folks.
And Jan in Tennessee, and Peggy is tuning in from Iowa tonight, and Charles, the birthday boy, we understand it's Charles's birthday today, is
Wasn't that
tuning
supposed to be
in.
a surprise that we were going to bring out the cake and the
Well,
and then
I
the elephant
didn't get
and
the
everything
memo
else?
on that stuff, but it's wishing you a very happy birthday over
I'm
there
just
in
kidding,
Scotland.
Charles. There's no cake.
There's no cake, unfortunately. We've got Cindy tuning in from Ohio, and we've got Chris saying hello from Valley Central, Illinois.
Hey, Chris.
And I think is she saying that it's in the 80s there? I guess we were close to that today too, weren't we? Well, 70s. We were in the 70s. It was warm here.
No, we were 70.
70. Okay, we just made it to 70.
We just made it. That's different than being than the 80s. 80 is hot.
That's really hot, yeah. We've got Sandra saying hello from Old Toronto, and Diana is tuning in from Montreal. She says it's a very hot autumn day, 23 Celsius, same for tomorrow.
That's what we had.
That's about what we had, which was lovely, a gorgeous day. And we've got Deborah tuning in from South Jersey, and Christine from West Allis, Wisconsin, and Carol saying hello from southwestern Manitoba.
Hey, Carol.
And Sherry from beautiful San Pedro, California, and Kim from Washington State, and Jane tuning in from Wisconsin.
Hey, Jane.
And
which means probably Nancy too.
Probably Nancy as well. We've got sorry, I've just lost a little of my window here. We've got Jeff tuning in from Puyallup, Washington, and we've got Jan in Walnut Creek, and there's Nancy from Wisconsin. We've got Leanne tuning in from Saginaw, Michigan, and we've missed you too. And we've got Ellen tuning in from Idaho, and Susie and Bruce from in New Jersey. Okay, zipping over quickly to YouTube.
I always get concerned when I hear it's just Susie and Bruce and not the telecaster.
Where's the telecaster?
I certainly
tonight?
hope nothing has happened to the telecaster.
Maybe it just needed a break. I don't know. No. We've got Mickey and Mark saying hello from the North Star State.
Absolutely.
We've got Kim and Peter saying howdy from the Belleville part of the world. We've got Gwen from here near Pearson Airport in Toronto. And we've got Annie tuning in, starting out here, because often she starts on YouTube and switches over to Facebook from near Legal, Alberta. And we know that Renata and Dennis are tuning in tonight as well, and Marianne and Kathy from here in the neighborhood.
The R's,
and
Rick on the replay, Roger probably tonight. Good to see you.
And I've got a message from Margaret saying that she's tuning in tonight from Saskatoon. And we know that Mary always tunes in on the replay. So welcome everyone. And I'll check back again in a little bit. But right now we're going to do a song that Neil Young wrote. And you'll see why it's perfect for this theme tonight. This old world.
Classic Neil Young stuff. 2 verses, that's it. I know I'm obsessed with this, but 2 verses, that's it. 2 verses and out.
You know what? When you can get it done.
Last week, Cinnamon Girl, 2 verses and out. Comes the time, 2 verses and out.
How many verses in this next song that
Heart
you
of
wrote?
Gold, 2 verses and out. Too many, probably. Look at it, 3. Oh, 3, that's not bad.
Oh, 3 verses,
Only
that's
3,
not
that's
bad.
fairly economical from the Sue and Dwight songwriting factory.
Well, the place that we're going to take you to in this song is right here in Toronto where we are. And as you'll hear in the song, we moved here. I think the song says 20 years, but
you might
have to adjust it to over 30 years. But one thing we noticed when we moved to Toronto from out west is that a lot of people yell on the streets. And, you'd be walking along and you'd hear somebody yell, and it's just like, whoa, really caught us off guard. But now we realize it's just kind of a Toronto thing to do.
Part of it starts with there being people on the streets.
Lots of people on the
Lots of
street.
people at all hours of the day.
And they've got something they want heard.
So I should just, I'm going to talk about a few things in here. So just so this isn't a bit of a mystery for folks, you're going to hear about streets, Toronto streets. That's pretty straightforward. A couple of things I do want to mention. Eaton's, that is our old department store. Used to be the Canada-wide. It's no longer here. It's kind of like your Macy's down in the States. St. Lawrence Market, big market just down the street. Buy lots of fruit and vegetables. Ben Kerr, he was this little old man who used to busk on a main corner in Toronto for years. He wrote a song about cayenne pepper, and if you would, he would tell you to make a wish if you put money in his case. And Sam's was a big record store. It was kind of like Tower Records down in the States. Neither one I don't think are still around.
And actually, the thing in Sam's, which is kind of funny, is one night, almost the first time I was here, I think, we were coming out of Sam's, and some guy, angry guy walking down the street, looked at me and said an expletive that I'm not going to say here. It was kind of like, and then so Dwight said, "Welcome to Toronto, Sue." So I always remember that whenever we sing this song. Anyway, let's yeah.
Here's a song about our new hometown. All the places that we've been in our land, near and far, have their somewhat unique charms that define who we are. Some are cute and quite benign, others great and roar. When you're in our fair Toronto, there's one thing you can't ignore. Hey, there's always someone yelling on Yonge Street, always someone bellowing on Bloor, always someone hollering on Harbour like you never heard before. It's often hard to tell just what they're saying, or even who they might be talking to. There's always someone cursing on Queen Street, a Toronto thing to do. Well, we came to Toronto by way of Saskatoon, where each night you could see the stars and you could see the moon. We thought we'd seen most everything, thought we'd been around, but nothing could prepare us for the cacophony of sound. Well, there's always someone yelling on Yonge Street, always someone bellowing on Bloor, always someone hollering on Harbour like you never heard before. It's often hard to tell just what they're saying, or even who they might be talking to. There's always someone cursing on Queen Street, a Toronto thing to do. Well, starting off at Eaton's, we were encouraged to believe. Then down at St. Lawrence Market, we bought our strawberry, and Ben Kerr's cayenne pepper sure made our day a bit better. While outside Sam's, we were greeted with a word you might call four-letter. Well, there's always someone curling on Yonge Street, always someone bellowing on Bloor, always someone hollering on Harbour like you never heard before. It's often hard to tell just what they're saying, or even who they might be talking to. There's always someone cursing on Queen Street, a Toronto thing to do. Now, it's been over 30 years since we came to this town, and every day I walk the streets in search of that special sound, 'cause each voice has a meaning, each voice is unique, and each voice has a human place in this concrete symphony. Well, it's always someone yelling on Young Street, always someone bellowing on Bloor, always someone hollering on Harvard like you never heard before. It's often hard to tell just what they're saying, or even who they might be talking to. There's always someone cursing on Queen Street, a Toronto thing to do. Now, pardon me, at this point in the proceedings, we like to invite the audience to
just yell.
In a curse-along, we like to call it. You've heard of sing-alongs and clap-alongs. This is a curse-along. So we're going to hum the melody on the chorus and give us your best shot, gang. We're not going to hear you, so
well,
you
we
can
can
have
imagine
some fun.
them,
But
right?
we can certainly imagine.
Certainly imagine them. So what would you be doing? What would you be yelling
What would
out
you
on Young
curse if
Street
you were
or
on-
cursing on Queen?
On cursing on Queen. What would you say? Here we go. 2, 1, 2. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Peggy. Sandra.
Illinois.
Holy smokes.
Wait a minute, Sean. Oh my God. Hey, I didn't expect that from Wisconsin.
Oh my goodness, in French from Montreal too.
In California, I thought you guys were chill. But worst of all, Belleville. Always someone cursing on Queen Street, a Toronto thing to do. Big finish, there's always someone cursing on Queen Street, a Toronto thing to do. Now go wash your mouth out with soap, all of you. My goodness. That was worse than last crowd.
Oh dear. Now, hey, I see that Jeff is joining us tonight on Facebook. I'm not sure where, Jeff.
Jeff with a J or Jeff with a
Jeff with a J. And
Okay.
sometimes if I don't actually see it, sometimes even if I know it from before, I forget. I see that that Ron is tuning in from Port Hope on Facebook, and Heidi from Texas, and
We forgot to mention the curse in Tennesseans. I bet you Jan and company were really. Pardon me. Really
I wonder. All
lighten
right,
up the
over
wires.
here on YouTube, no different new names on YouTube, but make comments so we'll know you're there. And also, we read all the comments after the show, so even if we don't see them during the show, we definitely will get to them. Now,
So,
can I just say something about this song? I always thought this song had the title of our theme tonight in it. And then I learned when we started to prepare it that it wasn't what I always thought it was. So, did you want to say something about the song itself? Or?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
As you know, I'm a big Beach Boys fan, and one of their I think this is a hidden gem, and it's from I think their Sunflower CD, which probably most of you have not heard or seen it. It's from about 1969. It did a lot of great stuff. It's got a wonderful Carl Wilson melody on it. And I remember when one of the first times we saw them, they weren't playing a lot of their deep tracks at that time, and they pulled this one out, and the crowd went crazy. And I remember thinking, why don't you do, I love the car songs and everything else, the surfing, but play your deep tracks. They're really good. So here's a wonderful song written by Brian Wilson, sung by Carl Wilson. This Whole World.
See, and I thought it was always This Old World. So it's been hard for me to sing whole.
I'm thinking about this whole world.
Late at night, I think about the love of this whole world. Lots of different people everywhere. And when I go anywhere, I see love I see love, I see love.
When girls get mad at boys and go, many times they're just putting on a show. But when they leave you wait alone,
You are like everywhere, like everyone you see. Happy 'cause you're living and you're free. Now here comes another day for your love. Laden and Uplifting of the love of this whole world. Lots of different people everywhere.
Making its living room live,
A debut.
worldwide debut.
I just
Beach
love that
Boys.
song.
This
It's so
whole
funny.
world.
When we first were listening to it and I'm hearing all these different things going on in the background, and because of course there were a whole bunch of them singing, I thought, oh, how are we going to do this song? And Dwight said, oh, we'll just kind of add our own little bits here and there. And so I'm glad we did go for it because it is a fun song. Oh, I wonder, Martin says that accordion means get those kalimbas on standby for anyone who has them. We're going to do a song for you now that I wrote. It's off of our Little Child Big World CD. And, you can see why I think this one wouldn't fit into tonight's
It's a perfect fit. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I'm looking at the set list. Place names, lots of city names, a few worlds.
A few worlds.
And a few more countries coming in. So, hey.
Sorry. Little girl standing there, watching every move I make. Fanny, do you know I care? Wish I could take you away from there. Little child, big world. Can you see beyond your border? Do you know what's up? Little child, big world. Write your name in the sand with a stone and steady hand. Do you know what I see? Beautiful Dick and Benji. Little child, big world. Can you see beyond your borders? Do you know what's up? Little child, big world. mother loves him more than anything. Will you be my friend? And when will I see you again? Little child, big world, can you see beyond your border? Do you know what's there? Little child, big world. Little child, big world. Can you see beyond your border? Do you know what's there? Little child, big world. Little child, big world. Little child, big world. And for those of you who've heard that before, that song was written about actual encounters with little kids when we were in Malawi that I wanted to be able to remember, and I'm glad I did write their names into the song because I mean they just sort of solidified the memories for me.
Don't you tell this Benji story?
Well, we were at a water pump, and there was a bunch of little kids around, and we were asking each other our names, and as in most places we visited in East Africa, the kids thought my name was hilarious just because it was short, Sue, and I had to say it many times, and they laughed and thought it was great. And most of the names I was able to kind of understand when they would tell them to me, but a little girl that was standing there, her name was Benji, and I just couldn't sort of wrap my head around how the name was pronounced, and so she picked up a little stone, and we were in a sandy area, and she wrote it in absolutely beautiful printing, Benji, and I believe I have a photo of that. If I don't have a physical photo, which I believe I do.
Hope we do.
I hope we do.
Yeah.
I definitely have the memory photo of
have
it.
A picture of
I think we do
Benji,
have it,
yeah.
yes. And she wrote it out, and then I just thought that was just so cool that she wrote out this beautiful name in the sand. Anyway, so here we go. Martin says that kalimba can only mean one thing, and that is Poetry Corner. And for those of you who are joining us for the first time, Poetry Corner is just a short little segment in the middle of our show where I read a poem that I've written, and tonight I'm going to read one that I wrote a couple of years ago. It's called The Roads I've Traveled On. A snow...
Sorry,
We'll have to moderate.
We didn't practice with background on this one.
No, I was thinking, because we're going to be doing, spoiler alert, we're going to be doing another accordion song. I said to Dwight, just keep your accordion on, and we didn't really think about how much louder it is than the guitar for backing up the poetry. So we'll see. This will be a trial for us as well. All right, The Roads I've Traveled On. A snow-swept, icy rink in Manitoba. A highway in Saskatchewan so flat that you can see for days. A white-knuckle 18-lane expressway in Toronto. A blacktop so smooth it feels like you're soaring on air. A winding coastal causeway in Ireland supervised by sheep. A rocky, bone-jarring, dry riverbed route in Tanzania. A winding roller coaster mountain stretch in Vermont. A dashboard gripping passage dodging moose in New Brunswick. A path shared with hippos, lions, and baboons in Uganda. These are all roads I have traveled and left behind. but there is one that I've been on this whole time, filled with twists and turns and ups and downs, sudden detours, stumbles, and complete turnarounds. This road will continue as long as I'm here. The direction can change, despite how carefully I steer. The best I can do is to move forward knowing that eventually I'll get where I'm going. Oh, that was nice. It almost gave it a little bit of a hymn quality.
And the song was called Long Road from Our For a Moment. It's all about that long road.
And you know, I'm very, I feel very strongly about recycling, and the very last line where it says, I get where I'm going, is actually a line that I used in the song Long Road that I wrote. Well, we have play us out. So
yeah.
don't forget, Martin says snap,
We have
snap,
contractual
snap.
obligations
Yes.
with the sponsors to play
us
in
out
and
of
out.
Poetry Corner.
There you have it, folks.
Now, I mentioned earlier that little birdie told us it was Charles's birthday today, and I thought, how perfect we can go to Scotland on this next song. And we love any opportunity to play this one. It's a beautiful song written by Paul McCartney, late 70s, 1977 actually, and the song is called Mull of Kintyre, and it's just a really wonderful song. And so Dwight his accordion is going to play the part of the bagpipes tonight.
So I know that we can put up a full bar on the on Facebook, on the internet for everyone to enjoy. I'm wondering if there's a way, Charles, it's your birthday, so traditionally over here we give people the bumps. So I'm wondering if there's a way we can give you the bumps.
Give Charles the bumps.
Give Charles the bumps by the who's up to the task for creating an online bumps.
Can I just tell you, I've never liked the bumps. I always felt it was such a dangerous practice. Does anyone else agree with me? I never liked the bumps.
Of course it was dangerous. All those old practices were dangerous and sadistic, but you know, you can't argue with tradition.
It's a tradition I'm glad that we don't see around anymore. All right, here we go.
Or maybe we'll see. Yeah. Mull of Kintyre, oh, me strolling in from the sea. My desire is always to be here, oh, Mull of Kintyre. Far have I traveled, and much have I seen. Darkness of mountains, valleys of green, past painted deserts, sunsets on fire, as he carries me home to the Mull of Kintyre. Mull of Kintyre, home is rolling in from the sea. My desire is always to be here, oh, Mull of Kintyre. Sweep through the heather like deer in the glen. Carry me back to the days I knew then. Nights when we sang like a heavenly choir of the life and the times of the Mull of Kintyre. smiles in the sunshine, tears in the rain, still take me back where my memories remain. Flickering embers go higher and higher as they carry me back to the Mull of Kintyre. Mull of Kintyre, oh, me strolling in from the sea. My desire is always to be here in Mull of Kintyre. Mull of Kintyre, oh, me strolling in from the sea. My desire is always to be here in Mull of Kintyre.
Happy birthday, Charles.
Now let's see how many people gave you the bumps. Whoa!
Well, so if somebody doesn't know what the bumps are or were, I hope they don't do that anymore. You would lay down on the ground, and then people would
You'd
hold
pick you up by your legs and
by your
arms.
arms and legs and lift you up and
Your bum.
down on
Where
your
we have lots of padding.
yeah. Except I don't know. I just felt I have not great memories of the bumps. So
Oh,
Anyway.
you had a bad bumps.
well, I don't know. I don't remember if I actually
You're
did.
maybe you're blocking it out of your mind. Boy, that would be something. Eh?
Hey,
One of those. They say human beings do that. Some bad experiences.
Bad
we
experiences.
Block it out.
That's a good thing sometimes, I guess. Hey, we've got Sybil tuning in from Jersey, and oh, sorry, I'm gonna just zip down here. I see I've got a whole bunch more in the window that I hope I can go back to. I'm not seeing any different names there. I get a very temporary portion of the window at any given time, and there were a whole bunch of messages, but it's only showing me 5 right now, but we will see them after the show. And oh, I see that Margaret is commenting. I mentioned she's watching tonight from Saskatoon on YouTube. Okay, this next song, oh, it's one that I wrote, and I know a couple of my Prairie Girls, actually several of our Prairie Girls are with us tonight. So I'm going to send this one out to them. I included it because it talks about, riding your my prairie wind wherever I go around the world, and so I figured it was a natural for this theme tonight. This one is from our Little Child Big World CD as well, and actually one of my favorite recordings. It's funny, one of those things where sometimes you don't like your own voice that much, or you just are really highly critical of it, and so when you listen to yourself recording, think, that's okay, but too bad someone else isn't singing it, kind of a feeling. But I always loved the vocal on Prairie Girl for some reason, and I'm glad I did, because I kind of feel like this song is a little bit of my autobiography.
Theme song.
My theme song. For the St.
Not a bad
Peter's theme song.
It's good to have a theme song.
Yeah.
Mine's
What's yours? Wasn't that a thrill?
Gros Michel.
Gros Michel.
That was Stinky Banana.
No, which would be your theme song? You wrote a theme song for Uncle Joe.
Yeah.
Did you write one for yourself?
I think so.
We'll have to think about that. All right, here we go. Prairie Girl.
2, 1, 2, 3, boom.
In the arms of a
close my eyes, I see fields of golden wheat on the ground beneath my feet. On its gust of cool, clean air, I can travel anywhere. The whole world becomes my home.
My prairie winds still blow. I wonder what it has in store. Will it send us far away to a distant foreign shore? Or will it spin us round in circles right back where we started from? Riding on my prairie wind, there are adventures still to come. When I close my eyes, I see fields of golden wheat on the ground beneath my feet. On its gust of cool, clean air, I can travel anywhere. The whole world becomes my home. It swept us halfway across the country. It took us clear across the world and opened up the mind and heart of a little prairie girl. Of a little prairie girl. Ooh, Guitar's still ringing. You know I love
Ringing.
that.
Ringing. Hey,
Well,
so folks, you know, it's, can you believe it? It's the end of October. Tomorrow is Halloween. All the little goblins and ghosts will be knocking at our doors,
well, not
looking
ours.
for
They don't do it here in our
looking
building.
for sugar-coated candy and everything else. They won't want the apples, although I wonder if even the parents want the apples. I remember we used to go out and we'd have our white pillowcases. Remember when you had pillowcases? And a lot of people would give apples in Winnipeg. We got a lot of delicious apples, which the kids hated, but our mums loved them because we would end up having all of these apple pies for the longest time. So I guess that kind of worked out okay.
I used to tell a funny Halloween story.
Funny one?
Well, I don't know. It's funny in our family. You've
good.
heard this before because
All right.
my dad used to tell this story a lot. When I was little, he took me out for Halloween, and I was just literally dead on my feet after doing going to a bunch of houses and going up the stairs with my bag of candy. But I didn't want to stop because I just people were handing me candy. It was just incredible. So my dad always tells the story how he kind of finally had to carry me home because I didn't want to go home. But that night, my brother and I each were sorting our candy and stuff, and so my dad said to my brother, hey Gray, can I have some of your candy? And so my brother quickly gives him some candy, and then he says, hey, Susie, can I have some candy? No response. And can I have some candy? No response. Hey, Susie, can I have some candy? And apparently I looked up at him and I said, I'll buy you some tomorrow. I didn't want to part with my big haul. Isn't that awful?
Hey, hard won.
I worked hard for that.
Now, Sue told me an interesting anecdote earlier this week. She was coming back up to our unit here, riding up with one of our neighbors who had this big package, and the neighbor she's only about
Just a tiny little gal.
5 feet if that, and had this big outfit. And apparently the outfit she was going out as, or the costume she was going to wear, was as a sumo wrestler. And so I can just imagine these days, what was in that. I'm sure in the old days you would have just made it out of pillows, but it might have been an inflatable.
She said it was an inflatable, because she had this big box, and I said, "Oh, something exciting," and she said, "My Halloween costume." And so I should have asked actually if she would have minded knocking on our door when she was ready to go out, because that would have been cute. She's just a petite little woman, and
I guess she was wondering whether she should wear it in the subway system.
Yes, she said
on her way to her show or to her event, or whether put it on if she got there. My recommendation was put it on when you get there, because it's subway safe and everything, but it's always some good time partying. I think he's going to be funny and puncture your suit or
well, no,
something.
she wouldn't be able to sit down either, I don't think.
Well, that would be the other thing. Hey,
all right.
So, we weren't.
Yes, we're going to take you to Spain with this song. Now, this we had already planned to do this song before seeing in the news today about the terrible floods in Spain. So, of course, that's something that kind of pops to mind today when you hear the name of that country, and hopefully everybody will be okay. But this is a song that Three Dog Night had a hit with in 1971. It was written by Hoyt Axton, and it's called Never Been to Spain.
Well, I never been to Spain, but I kinda like the music. Say the ladies are insane there, and they sure know how to use it. They don't abuse it, never gonna lose it, I can't refuse it. Well, I never been to England, but I kinda like the Beatles. Well, I headed for Las Vegas, only made it out to Needles. Can you feel it? Must be near it. Feels so good.
Oh, it feels so good. Well, I've never been to heaven, but I've been to Oklahoma. Oh, they tell me I was born there, but I really don't remember. In Oklahoma, not Arizona. What does it matter? What does it matter? Well, I've never been to Spain, but I kinda like the music. Say the ladies are insane there, and they sure know how to use it. They don't abuse it, never gonna lose it, I can't refuse it. Well, I've never been to heaven, but I've been to Oklahoma. Well, they tell me I was born there, but I really don't remember. In Oklahoma, not Arizona. What does it matter? Matter. In Oklahoma, not Arizona. What does it matter? I always loved that song.
It's a great song. I always think when we sing it, because so often people, gee, what did the lyrics mean? What did the writer mean by that? And I would just love to hear Hoyt Axton explain to somebody what this really means, because I'm sure he was just trying to write a fun song, but we're always trying to find meaning in all of these things, and sometimes it's just good to have a fun song like this song.
Yeah,
fun song.
Like Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
Jeremiah
He was a good friend of mine. He just kind of threw out those lyrics just to kind of make it fun.
Yeah,
it meant nothing.
Well, I was just thinking about that because there's a famous quote, more Beach Boys stuff, but when they came out, after they did Pet Sounds, Brian Wilson stayed at home and wrote this record or material for this record called Smile, and he was writing it with a lyricist called Van Dyke Parks. And when the Beach Boys came off the road to record it, Mike Love didn't like the lyrics, didn't like Van Dyke Parks. And he said, what are these lyrics supposed to mean? Because Van Dyke Parks was very poetic and things like that. And he said, I don't know what they mean. If you don't like them, throw them out. And I thought, that's the right answer. They don't have to mean anything. They sound beautiful. They sound very beautiful. But, let's not overdo it. Overthink it. Right? Just enjoy it.
Just not overthinking. That sort of seems to be a general good life skill, I think. Not overthinking things, yeah.
Which kind of is a good lead up to this next song.
Yeah, because we're going to Romania with this next song. It's a song that Dwight wrote about the last king of Romania, and I have to thank Lauren for double verifying the facts in this song. He was chatting with a young woman from Romania and mentioned about this song, and she verified that the facts are good. So thank you, Lauren. Dwight wrote this about this last king of Romania who had a very tumultuous reign, I guess you'd say.
Absolutely.
And the whole story's here in this song.
And the reason I ended up writing it, he passed away in the 2010-15 kind of period. And there was a story in the paper. I was intrigued because the title, Last King of Romania, is really great. So one question, bonus points for anybody who can tell us who my reference to Bula, who that's to, without looking on Wikipedia. We'll see who the true Romanians are out there
or
this
the
evening.
True historians.
Yeah. Sue's playing her authentic Romanian shaker. He first became king when just a lad. He asked for cake, a chocolate cake. Lost his throne to his dear old dad. A give and take from the Black Sea on past Bucharest, up through Transylvania, the Carpathian Mountains and Wallachian Plains. He's the last king of Romania, Romania, Romania. Through Hitler's puppet into jail, it was World War II, World War II. The Soviets came and he was forced to bail. Was a coup, and he was through from the Black Sea on past Bucharest, up through Transylvania, the Carpathian Mountains and Wallachian Plains. He's the last king of Romania, Romania, Romania. He lived in exile, made some plans, flew some planes, raised some chicks. Came home one Easter, was banished again. Too big a hit from the Black Sea on past Bucharest, up through Transylvania, the Carpathian Mountains and Wallachian Plains. He's the last king of Romania, Romania, Romania. Got back his castle and royal things. Hail Mikhail, hail Mikhail. Came back home and died a king, feeling swell, all ends well, down from Stephen the Great and Queen Victoria, and even Vlad the Impaler, Ceausescu, Comenici, and Buddha too. He's the last king of Romania, from the Black Sea on past Bucharest, up through Transylvania, the Carpathian Mountains and Wallachian Plains. He's the the last king of Romania, Romania, Romania. From the Black Sea on past Bucharest, up through Transylvania, the Carpathian Mountains, Appalachian Plains, he's the last king of Romania, Romania, Romania.
And one thing I thought of this afternoon, that Romania rhymes with train.
I think we might need to get a fact check on that, but pretty close.
All
It's
right.
partly true. So,
Let's see who.
anybody get the Bula reference?
Let me see if
without
I
checking Wikipedia or phoning up their Romanian friends.
Okay, now I'm not seeing anything on I'm not seeing an answer on Facebook.
So I'll peel back the onion here. Stephen the
right.
Great was an old king. That makes sense. You know, you put that in the song. Queen Victoria, in the 1800s, 1800s, 1900s, all those royalty were related to each other. So Queen Victoria was a relation of Michael. Vlad the Impaler, Dracula. Yay. Ceausescu, terrible guy. Combinici, great gymnast. So a couple of notable people in Romania's history. And Bula was a historical ghost figure. So if you wanted to scare your kids in Romania, part of your bedtime stories would deal with Bula. So
Is that weird? Boo.
you know what? You just never. Somebody could fact check that. Where did the word "boo" come from? And it very well
Like
could
being
have.
a ghost
It
sound.
very well could have. Which is timely coming with
on
Halloween.
on the night before Halloween.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us this evening to sing about this old world. I really enjoyed the song list tonight, and some of the covers were really fun ones to work on as well. Well, so we have a couple things to tell you about. This coming Saturday, we have our Super 70s Songs Show. So we'll be on the other side of the wall over there in our rec room, and we'll be singing songs from the 1970s top 40 charts. And thanks to folks who sent in their requests, we've included as many as we can. And so that's this coming Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And then we'll be back here again in this very living room on Wednesday night with a whole new living room live.
And maybe there will be a pumpkin pie there instead of the pumpkins. You think
Really?
just imagine how
You're so
big of a pie we
optimistic.
can make out of those two little things there, eh? We might get a pumpkin
Maybe a
pumpkin tart.
pumpkin muffin maybe out of those little pumpkins.
Oh, we should have carved it. Oh, all these things. We'll mention that to the prop department
See the
in
prop-
the debriefing meeting tomorrow morning. Yeah.
All right, so we want to thank you again for being here. We're going to read all the comments, so thank you in advance for leaving them, and we shall see you again very soon.
Thanks for joining us. Happy Halloween. Happy
Halloween.
end of October.
Yes.
And